I'm ready, Captain.
Alrighty,
Okay.
guys, welcome to the Dittro show. Would you guys like to introduce yourself? Of course, I am Dittro. Badiak.
I thought it was going to be Luke. I am Andre Humus, resident Ash Ketchum of the RFL.
Oh, what a
Um,
faggot.
Luke, are you Luke?
Hello, it
You okay?
is it is I, Luke Cavey, aka Resident Jew and Major Faggot.
All right, all right.
Alright.
We had an interesting week as the RFL came to an end this weekend.
Rip RFL.
Playoff games. We'll just start there. That is not Patriots at Trino Village. Thoughts on this game? I was blanked out pretty much this whole game.
Were you even were you on the sideline for
I
that?
was there, but like half the time I wasn't even paying attention.
I think we did we eject any of the Euro guys this one?
No, that was the
No.
UB.
Okay, no, I think we did eject like one or two of the Euro guys this one as well because yeah, I remember a few. I guess it was just NRC guys were coming on the field and just being idiots. We kicked a few guys out. I don't think they were officially
Alas.
ejected or anything, but
Up in Toronto.
this was a better game than I think most people expected it to be. It was a
Mm.
4 point game at the end. Uh,
Bro,
uh,
it's a 2 point game. 2 point game.
no, I'm saying that the Patriots led by 4, and TGV scored at the end,
Yeah.
and that
Mm.
pretty much put them to bed.
Indeed.
Uh, it seems like Paco kind of gave up the corner on that last play.
Yeah, that was Paco's corner. He was at midfield.
Um,
It was.
Very controversial play, I would say.
I would also argue that it took too long for Bloof to get his shot at you know staying on the field as QB, if I recall correctly, because they
Mhm.
seemed to rotate a lot more than I would have liked. Um, but it was close altogether. The Blue Party completely went off on defense. He did
Yep.
a great job.
They did do
It just
good.
came down to that last play.
So
Um, Badiak, any thoughts on this game?
I think it was a shut the fuck up, Tiger. It was a great game. I 10 of 10 enjoyed being there. Came down to one moment where the spaghetti hit the floor. So
Yep. All right. Next game. Next playoff game.
Oh, just as a
Vikings.
note before
Oh,
we move on, sorry. Uh, I have for the challenges here. I have a few other pictures. I don't know where they are. There was nonstop complaints about bad calls during this game,
well,
and
there was some bad
alas.
no,
times,
no, no,
but
no, no,
not
no.
even
See,
mine.
I have the video still. I think I have the video still. But I went through the video. Dench was in our call the whole time, and I showed them every single play that they complained about, and
Hmm.
every single time we got the call right from the angles that we had. You know, so
Right.
there might have been bad calls from different angles, but from what we could see, they were the right calls.
All right, man. Moving on
TTV
to
complained.
moving on to our next game. Vikings at Badiacs. This was supposed to be the other playoff game. Forfeit.
Instead, it was a nice meme.
It was a meme. That's pretty much it.
I feel kind of bad for you because your team was just
Feels.
Tilt's working now, right? Is that why you couldn't
Yeah.
come?
Um, Moving on to the United Bowl, the real game, the close. This game wasn't close at all.
Yeah, the playoff game
Yeah.
was
I
interesting.
wasn't present for this, but I knew it was pretty bad when I came home. Look at the game recap and like Bad X lost by like 30 points. I wasn't there. Luke, it says you're a ref. Take it away.
Yeah, let me go ahead and switch to that.
So
This was another one where I think I talked to you earlier, Badiak, and I was saying, it just took you too long to switch to Diesel and let Diesel play QB, and I really think that should have been your go-to, especially in the playoffs. Diesel is such a good playoff player. Um, and he's pretty solid in the United Bowl from what I've seen of him when he is there. Uh, I just think it took way too long for him to start, and I think you ended up starting with like 6 minutes to go in the second half, and you guys were
wasn't
already
that
down
bad.
by a bunch. I mean, you guys were doing all right at the beginning, and you guys are doing better at the end. But there was that whole midsection where there was just you guys are not doing
I
well.
would
I think you guys
say
were over a few
like
times.
I'll be the expert analyst here. The bad moments had to be around where there was a play on third down. We lost a drive because Diesel threw a ball to Zombie and Zombie logged out.
Yeah, oh
So
yeah, and Spode ran
that
around
was a
him like
meme.
6 times.
Spud, no one tackled him. It was great.
Bench got it on film.
Moments like that, though. And then,
Oh, good.
yeah, happens
Well,
at the end of the game.
you guys just tried to rally too late. Like, there was like 3 minutes left, and you guys were, trying to come back, and, with that much time left, you don't have a chance to fuck up on fourth down even once. You have to turn them every single time, and you guys put them on fourth, and you missed, and that was the game. I think that was like your last.
There were a
one of
couple
your
times when I
defensive
missed on
drives.
fourth and corner, so
But towards the end of the game, like, you guys are definitely playing better than, for that midsection of the game. I feel like it could have been closer if you guys had made a couple adjustments earlier on, but
happens.
Yep. Alrighty, moving on to the awards. Rookie of the season, Ginger Nub. Let's try to get through these a little bit quick. But what are you guys' thoughts on this guy?
I don't have any. I don't really know much about Ginger Nub, so
He is a dank memester, and 10 of 10 deserve that.
Mhm.
So
Most improved player, KFC.
improved
Leader
from
of
not
the
playing.
Intrana.
I mean, he had to be. If you have to carry Intrana's offense, then you have to be pretty good to do that.
Right.
So
He hasn't been here, has he?
no,
Is this the
Okay.
first season he's back?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Most regressed player, Shav Ray. Thoughts?
Didn't he just quit?
I would have.
mid-season?
Yeah, I would have put most regressed on Sharnos, but I can see the argument. Well,
I
still
don't.
an A, so you
I
can't
just-
regress that much.
I think Sharnos just didn't have anyone to back him up at that point. Like, it wasn't. Occasionally he'll have like somebody who can kind of have his back, so he can at least stat pad by throwing the ball or just running it or whatever. But it seemed like pretty much everybody bailed on him this season. So I don't think
Because
he
was
regressed.
shit, but
Well, that's his problem signing. It's been that way. Occasionally he'll pick up somebody good.
Okay. Skunk Kale, most average player, Luke.
I'll hold on to it for and let you guys go.
All right, I'll go first on this one. Luke, pretty average this season. I mean, it was more of a defensive threat than offensive, but still pretty average through the season. That's about it. That's it.
Luke
Yeah.
is like average. He's like one of the most average players I could think of. I think he's been a C almost every season I've been in the league. So
I'd just like to point out that I'm in the top 5 tackles and top 5 incompletions on defense. I'll agree that I'm an average offensive player, but I don't think I played at an average level at defense, especially when I only played 7 games on defense.
happens.
Alrighty, so moving on to the stat horror of the season, you have Burninator 88. Thoughts?
Yeah.
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 That's it. Asshole of the season. No, there's nothing to talk about there.
Asshole of the season.
Miscellaneous Vikings.
I wouldn't say all of you, but yeah, I can see it. I understand why.
Murray schedules though. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Good point. Oh, homosexual of the season, Ham Soup.
Easily, no argument. No questions.
yet.
Yeah, it's pretty gay.
On a scale of 1 to gay, it's like
You know you're gay
Ham's
when
a solid.
Armagod. You know you're gay when Armagod Sword didn't win that award.
Didn't Ham come out as a homosexual at some point? And I know he wasn't being honest, but I think he was the one who said he was gay at some point.
I feel like a lot of everyone in the league has said they were gay at some point, but yeah, that I don't know. Ham just is pretty darn gay.
Yeah. That's all there is to it. Sportsman 599 sportsmanship of the season, CJH Carter. Thoughts?
When I was playing in Toronto, CJH called a timeout for stats, and Spode gave him an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, so that might be the most ironic award I've seen.
I mean, who else was on Sportsman? I know I was, but I don't even talk in games, so I don't deserve that.
Mm.
All right. Deserved. Most interesting man of the season, Zombie Rock for my horse. Thoughts?
He has responsibilities in a horse, mate.
Yep.
Like, yeah, he's pretty fucking interesting.
And then he comes to retire the upcoming season.
Alas.
Thoughts, Luke?
I don't know. I don't even know who's in that. I don't know anything
Referee
about
of the
horse.
season, CJH. This is kind of ironic because I remember the playoff game. Pretty much all the TGB players were yelling at CJH, but
For no fucking reason, but
you
yeah,
know
I guess.
you know how it goes.
Happens. That's TGB. Teams are like that.
Yep. All right. Least helpful councilman, 3 tied JJ, Tilt, and Caleb. Thoughts?
Caleb, I don't think he did anything until he left in a show of complaining about something that I don't think anyone actually understood. So that might qualify him by itself.
Yeah, Caleb really didn't have much time to, kind of have his public relations, so to speak. I mean, so I guess I see why all these people are here, but like who cares? Like honestly, most of the councilmen come across as not very helpful.
Yep. Councilman of the season, Dench.
How long has Dench been on the council for?
Like
I don't know.
halfway through the season. Who did he take over for?
I wouldn't have voted on that if I'd had an option to not.
Alas, fuck council.
Yep. Fuck council. Coach of the season, Badiak. Well deserved.
I'll take that, mate.
You took your team to the playoffs, man. I'll give you that. You did pretty good. I think I voted for you as well.
I came out at the top of the great division of meme, so Salad.
I might have voted for
Quite a lot.
Paco, actually, now that I think about it, because I didn't expect him to make it.
I know, I
Both were
voted for Paco
both,
too,
both
actually.
were pretty good owners. Both were really good owners for what.
I give Paco a lot of credit.
Defensive player of the season, myself.
You
To
showed up
be
to 6 games, man.
He had like 12 inks in 6 games. That would do
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
You know how that goes. Offensive player of the season, Burn.
Earned it. I don't care.
Expected.
He earned it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He played well.
MVP, Burn.
Still played well. I still think he earned it.
It's because the other candidates were me and Paco, but Salad,
Salad.
stats, fuck council.
All right, let's see here. Let's talk about the current rosters we got going on. Now, obviously, not everyone has been signed, but most people have their core already, and you could see that in the team. So we're going to go down the list. I'm going to start with the Varrock Rams.
We are the NSV Varrock Rams.
Take it away. This is your team. Take it away.
All right, so I had a pretty different team in mind, and unfortunately, like everyone that I wanted signed elsewhere. And I understand the Varrock Rams is not exactly the best franchise. So I'm hoping that at the very least we can get Gem some playing time, and we can try and get Soben some playing time. I think the Diesel's honestly enough if he just shows up, and obviously we don't expect him to be there. So I'm not expecting that much. I'm just hoping that maybe we can let Gem figure out what he wants to do, and let him get a shot at it. And that's really all I expect is to try and pick up a couple wins and hope for the best.
Yep. Badiak?
I just remembered that I have an eye patch I could go put on, but that's unrelated. The Varrock Rams. Honestly, this is a much better team than I thought Luke was gonna field. I've never seen Luke, and I didn't know what to expect. I figured Diesel because I don't know. Luke was talking about Diesel a lot, just the recruiting process of going after him. And between if you get Soben, from what I was hearing, is going to be a lot more active than most people think he's going to be. Like that would be a solid. I'm assuming Dark's QBing. That's a solid 4v4 team.
Yeah. That's actually a really good 4v4 team.
Yeah, I just think if we can get Diesel, to show up. How many games have you played this season?
I don't know. My only question is, if you have those 5, who's going to DE between Soben and
Soben?
Where does Dark go?
Definitely Soben. Leo can play a safety or something to that effect. That's generally what he does.
Mm-hmm.
When we were on the Fury, Tiger usually didn't he? No, that's right. Leo kind of did everything. No, Leo did D. I don't remember. It was a while ago. But Soben is absolutely a good DE. So that's what we'll have him do.
Yep. You still got 150K left in your cap space.
We were gonna get Chuck. Chuck looks like he's signing elsewhere. We were gonna get Bloof. Bloof signed somewhere else. So we're kind of stuck at the moment, but we'll see.
All right, moving on to the next team, Birthroat Badiaks. Badiak, you can take this away since you're the owner of this team also.
I gotta say, when Paco and Dittro told me that they would agree to play for me as a package deal, that was like I built my team around that. That made it very easy. I can like last season I didn't have a single person I started the season playing with, and I built the scheme around what they told me they were good at. Dittro and Paco, I know what I'm dealing with, and knowing Ginger personally, if I get those three and myself showing up to a game, I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but that's a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, your boy Fenway. Your boy Fenway. This is an old roster. I have Pure Bacon on there now. Fenway promised a UB championship.
There you go.
So
Yep.
if Fenway says we're going to win a UB, we're going to win a UB. Like, you can send us the rings now.
All right. We have very important questions to ask about this team. Number one, is Dittro starting at QB?
No.
If the answer is no,
No, I'm not.
are you going to...
I'm a wide
This isn't even a
receiver.
conversation I had with Dittro. If Dittro wants to be a wide receiver, I'll let him do that. Dittro, Dittro can line up wherever he wants. He's still a threat to run the field on offense. He can shut people down on defense. I'm not going to pigeonhole him.
Defensively, I don't have concerns about this team. I don't. I think Dittro and Paco have really good chemistry. If you put them both on at the same time, they'll be good. And honestly, whoever fits in elsewhere, I don't think he has an issue. If you pass to Dittro or let him take a handoff every play, you guys will probably go for.
That's the goal. Dittro is the new Diesel.
I'm not saying that you can't do it, Badiak. I'm just saying that I know Dittro can do it. So
I know.
That's just one of the questions that you have to ask: is Dittro QBing? If he's not QBing, then it's going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit more interesting of a season not having Dittro as a QB.
I might mix things up. I might just line everyone up in the middle of the field, and then you never know who's going to QB.
Mm-hmm. All right. Still got a little bit of cap to work with there, but we're going to move on to the next team. Relica Bears, owner Spoder1, Dinch and Tiger as coaches, CJH and Blah signed, Pitbull and Pity on the inactive/rookie slots. Thoughts?
Not happy. Won't lie.
Why?
I had intentions to play with like all these people. So, but I think it's a good team. Not saying I'm concerned about Spode QBing. I'm more concerned about the chemistry of Spode QBing and the other players on the team and how they're gonna work with that. So everyone's talking about Dench and Spode and whether or not they're gonna have issues. And I can see it going either way. I really do hope that it doesn't. I hope this team does well because I think that they can. But my main concern is just seeing if the team, mainly Dench, gets frustrated with Spode and the way Spode plays, because Spode doesn't play much like a lot of other QBs. He plays pretty differently, at least from my experience. So I don't know. We'll see. I think we got a nice little mix going on here.
That it?
I've played with, aside from, I know what Spode's going to get in Dench, in CJH, for the most part in Tiger, and himself. If those are, I'm going to assume Pitbull's not showing to a game because he's Pitbull and he took Jaws over a playoff game. I'm assuming Blah is going to either, like when he shows up, then he shows up. That's not something you can count on happening on a week-to-week basis. Between Dench, CJH, and Spode, that's a 3v3 team if that can win a lot of games, if Spode and Dench can stay out of their own ways. If Tiger's there, then that's a solid 4v4 team.
Yeah,
I would.
The defense is not
10
an
of
issue
10 fun team
well.
to play. Yeah, definitely defense would be great.
I just keep seeing pretty strong defensive teams at the moment.
Yeah. This team looks really strong. Like 3v3, I think they're probably like the best team at the moment. 4v4, I could see where they'd have troubles, like if they run a zone and have Tiger at a corner. Like, I don't know how their 4v4 would work out.
I don't know, man.
But for the most part, they're still really strong. Like, they're probably the best team right now, if not TGB.
I mean, Tiger. I've seen Tiger at corner, and he's not. I'm not saying he's.
I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not on the same level as Spode and Dench is what I'm trying to say. He's not as shut down as them.
Well, he definitely would have to play at corner. And if Bloof shows up, Bloof is a good hit. I mean, if you saw him on
Blue's
defense,
okay. Blue's okay.
I could see that 4v4 defense working as well.
Yep.
If they can get him to show up.
Yep. Moving on. Leetta Lions, owner Barone, coaches are Cookie and Liam. And then Boone and Syria are the other two players.
Boy.
Thoughts on the team?
I think
Barone
Barone's
is going to get cut.
Playing memes, and Barone's going to cut Boone. And Boone's going to say something about his mother again, and yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
It's a lot.
I kind of, I'm not shocked, but I think it's kind of funny Liam signed with Barone.
I'm completely shocked by that because if you didn't realize, Liam has been dropped already twice, and in my opinion, he's probably the best defensive end in the league.
I don't know if he's saying he's not going to be taking the season really seriously, if I recall.
Well, I wouldn't either after I got dropped by a team who promised to sign me.
Talking about the Bears?
Yeah, and then they dropped him, and then TGB signed him, and then dropped him for Sharnos. And then Leetta signs him.
Yeah, I would have kept. I personally would have kept Liam over Sharnos. I see him as more of a weapon. Even though, I don't even know why I would pick Sharnos over Liam for any reason. Liam's a great defensive end. That's enough for me.
Sharnos is just part of the TGV.
That's true. That's
whatever
circle
word
jerk.
you want to put there.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Happens.
Badiak, what are your thoughts?
On Letter Up? I don't think that roster's going to look anything like that come week 5, end of the season, maybe week 2 even. Barone's going to show up to every game because he's going to have to. Liam will probably show up just because no one else will, and Liam's going to have the sense of duty. Saria, I don't know what the hell Saria is.
Syria's not bad. Syria's not bad. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, but I know he was with Toronto last year, so how much is he obligated to do for Barone?
True.
And then Boone, I don't know. Like, Boone has a ceiling. I don't know how much he's even going to try hitting it. Cookie's great when he feels like it, and otherwise he is a walking meme, and he's hilarious, but he's a meme,
I don't see Cookie.
He's going to have
playing.
some rookies there, and he's going to have to need them at some point.
Yeah. Realistically, I think their 3v3 will be Barone, Cookie, and Boone. I don't think Liam's going to show up that much. But if they do, they're going to be a solid team. Unless they're total memes. They have that ability for Boone and Cookie. That's just a 99.
I want to hear in that Skype call. I really want to hear it.
Well, Cookie won't even join a Skype call, so it's pretty much useless.
Barone and Boone and Liam. Yeah, I don't see that working out.
I could see like Cookie saying something like about Liam, and then Liam pretty much quitting for the season.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Pass.
That looks like all the rosters that are filled out.
There are teams that have signings that don't have rosters up, like Shav, Narda Nirvana. I think he's got like Ham and
yeah, Shav
Alex
has
Rogers.
Ham, A-Rog, and Tilt.
Let me see if I can pull up the transactions here and scroll through. Shav has Ham. I'll look for Ham signings because I know he signed a bunch of players. Shav picked up Tilt, who will probably show up to like 3 games, but
At best.
yeah. So I think he has Ham, Tilt, A-Raj, somebody else. I don't remember. I'll keep scrolling if you guys want to talk about that while I look.
Soup. Pretty inactive in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems like that's all they've signed. I mean, to me, this is just another situation. It's like Shav. I think Shav is a lot better than. I don't think he's better than he thinks he is, but I think a lot of people don't give him enough credit, and he just keeps surrounding himself with these players that don't support him very well. And if he, I feel like if he had the backup, he'd be a lot better. But he sort of plays by himself at this point. It feels kind of like it's going to be that way again.
Tilt wants to play with him, but obviously he's going to have activity issues.
Right.
Ham Soup. I don't know. Ham's really going to have to step up if this team wants to, actually be competitive.
Absolutely.
Which I could see. I mean, Ham's been trying to get better, so him stepping up would be good. Shav, once again, this team just seems inactive. Like Shav wasn't even that active last season. Like he just works crappy hours half the time, so
Right.
like random spontaneous hours. So I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know. Just seems kind of inactive. But if they all show, I mean, they could be okay. It could be
If they all
okay.
show, they might win 2 games if they all show, and maybe 1 game outside of that. I wouldn't put them in for any more than that.
And then we have the Wobbles. I think that's the last team, right?
The Woobsters.
Damonheim Death Eaters, which
Yeah.
is in the Wobbles.
Who the hell do they have?
I know they
Um,
have Sam.
KFC Sam Fushi, as far as I can tell. I don't think
Okay,
anyone
so-
else.
I don't want to get Honor Guard one, but are we in agreement that they're definitely not in? I don't see them going very far. I don't want to say they're gonna be last
Mhm.
place or anything, but
No, they're gonna be last
No,
place.
Shaft might
Like,
steal
I can
last
say
place
it.
from them. Depends.
I just don't want to be. I don't want to be Honor Guard.
Um,
We're forgetting TGV, by the way.
well, they haven't posted. We'll go after TGV.
We'll get to
after
them last,
The
it's
Wobble
whatever.
Death Eaters.
We know who they are. Yeah, so it's Wobble, Fushi, Windshire, and who? Bunch of NRC guys, right?
Wobble
Did they sign
Fushi.
him?
No,
Did they sign
Windshire's not
him?
there. Windshire is
Oh,
off
I thought they picked him
fixing his marriage or something.
up. That's
It's
right.
those two, KFC and Sam
Oh,
Source.
KFC. I honestly see Wobble getting banned before the season ends. Like he was just lighting fires at the UB on the field. I'm shocked that
Rip him.
person is an owner, but whatever.
Yeah.
Wobble's a cool lad. He can get his team to show up to a game at least.
Yeah. I don't think activity issues will be that big of a problem for this team. Like Entranda didn't really have activity issues. Like they always got people to games and stuff like that. So I
Right.
don't see them missing like games. I actually expect them to play like full on like 4v4 games. But as far as how like competitive they'll be, I don't think they'll be that competitive. They do have the best NRC related players though, like KFC, Fushi, and Sam Source. They're like the best NRC to RFL players. But I don't know. They're probably just not gonna win that much.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not really that Wobble and Fushi don't like winning, but they don't hate losing anywhere near as much as the rest of the RFL does. They have fun with it. That's how they
Yeah.
keep active teams, even though their seasons are shit. So, I mean, they're going to beat, like, Narda if Narda shows up with Shap and A-Rog, and they both fight over quarterback snaps because they get frustrated at how bad they are. So,
I don't know,
oh,
man.
also-
I don't know. I kind of see
also-
Shav running them to death.
Also, A-Rog is gonna be QB for
Oh,
the
okay.
for 4 games, that
I
was the
can-
deal.
Thoughts on that?
I mean, I played with A-Raj when he tried to QB, and don't get me wrong, A-Raj is one of my favorite players to play with.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he was the quarterback to me, and I think he's just so far behind as far as the way that the position has progressed. He's got a lot of catching up to do. He needs to play more than a season to get back, and no one seems to want to give him that opportunity. And frankly, I don't think we have enough quarterbacks in the RFL right now, so it's probably for the best that they let him give it a shot.
Mhm. All right, next team. I think their last team too.
Should be the last one, yeah.
Tree Gnome Village Leverts.
Who is? I know it's JJ.
That is now JJ Byrne,
Let's scroll
Sharnos. They have Gaz, right?
No.
Did they get
No, I
done?
don't think Chuck is signed to anyone
Thought I
yet.
heard-
He
thought I
might
heard
be
that.
signing there though. He is kind of like part of that group. I'm scrolling through.
I feel like I'm missing
they
someone.
dropped our Liam. Let's see. Sharnos.
They got KB, I think.
Oh, KB.
Do they have him signed
JG
yet?
Wentworth.
I don't think they've signed him yet.
No, there was a
Also-
picture of KB's face somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Some
they
stats
signed. They
before.
signed KB.
I'm not seeing him. Oh yeah, they did sign KB. Right here it is. So they basically just switched Spode for Sharnos. I kind of see that as a downgrade because I think Spode is a better defender than Sharnos.
They're about on the same level, I'd say. Like defensively, they are on the same. Spode's probably a better offensive player, but Sharnos is a lot more active, also. Like Spo didn't show up that much last season.
Sharnos was gone for the whole season, to be fair.
Sharnos died last season.
Yeah,
No, he quit. Like
was
he
bad.
literally quit. Like I don't think he'll quit on like a team that'll actually show and perform and not troll.
I think Sharnos is just tired of losing and being on a team that he can't really get anybody to play for him. But then again, no, didn't they win the
He won a
UB,
UB last
2
season
seasons ago?
with all of his bud buddies. I don't know
Yeah.
where that
See, that's
come from.
every once in a while he'll have them all sign, and then for fucking 5 seasons he'll just have Bestis and those guys. It's just 2-8 season, 3-7 season, and so
Go
on.
from a UB to a 0-10 season.
Right.
Life in Barrock.
And that's
Seems pretty good. If Sharno shows, obviously, I think they're definitely a playoff contender, but I don't know.
They're a playoff contender, but it's going to be like the 3rd or 4th spot. KB is going to show up for, like if he's normal KB, 1 or 2 games outside
that's what I was
playoffs.
thinking. Like they just won the UB
Don't
too.
count out KB. I mean, like
No, I'm not counting out KB. I feel
a
like
couple of
KB.
seasons
It's
he
just-
showed to like every game just so he could get stats at wide receiver,
My mate.
and then he
Always
quit.
losing stats.
His style is as accurate as Burninator's vision. So,
On point as Burninator's
I
vision.
don't remember the words, man. It was bad.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it?
Really? That's it?
Is there
So
anything
loud.
else you want to discuss?
That's lame. There's got to be something else.
Well,
man.
we could talk about Zombie's retirement. Thoughts on Zombie's retirement?
So odd.
He could have been used. Like I would pick up Zombie right now if he would play.
Yeah.
I tried picking up Zombie to fill in my D grade spaces, but
Zombie
It's a lot.
said he'd sign to me if I could pick up Dench, and Dench had already promised himself to his lover Spoder Juan, so
alas.
they seem to be pretty tight knit right now. And CJH also, who I tried to sign, wanted to play with Dench, so that was half my roster choice. So
All right.
I know that feel made.
Ham's grade, C or D?
D should be at least.
what should it be set
I
to, or
thought
what do
so.
I think he actually is?
What do you think he actually is? A C or a D?
Let's go look at his information real quickly.
After last season, I
Season
has to be a
21
D.
statistics. Let's find it. Ham Soup, 19 tackles. If I'm a C, he's a D, for sure.
All right.
No, not even looking at stats from my experience playing Relica twice. Ham didn't show up to the second game because he didn't reschedule it for
It's
himself.
7
The
games.
first game, he was the single guy in coverage that I exploited every play. So, I don't know. What does Ham do well?
I mean, he would play.
Thank teams to the team. Like, where have you been?
Goodness,
for the
man.
last-
He would
his
play
memes
cornerback?
aren't dank. His memes are
His
4 out
memes
of dank.
are
Like,
dank and fresh.
his memes are medium. They're
What are
not
you trying to
thoroughly
say
dank.
here? What are you trying to say
Hold
here?
on a second. Is Boone a B?
Boone's a
Boone is
C.
not a B. Boone's
Boone is a
is
C. Okay.
Brother Boone is a C.
Just making sure.
All right. That should definitely wrap up the show for this week. What do you guys think?
I feel like we're forgetting something that's really important.
No, we're not
You
forgetting.
don't want to
anything.
stack up the teams against each other?
We'll do that
Oh
next.
yes, we need the power rankings.
Yeah.
No, we'll do
That is
that
important.
next week. We'll do
Yeah,
that next.
we might want to wait till the finalized rosters are out. So
Exactly.
So lad.
Get on my level of thinking. All right, guys. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Later.
Voila.